It's wonderful to be here, and particularly following all these distinguished scientists, I feel very humbled now to be talking to you about mentoring. But it is something which is really important. How many of you have got a mentor? So a few of you. Some of you have got a mentor. That's fantastic. I didn't have a mentor when I was at school. And I chose a career which at the time, after I'd chosen it and started to work in it, I didn't feel was suitable for me. And when I was in my mid-20s, when I was about 25, I retrained as an engineer. And had I had that careers advice when I was at school, I would have had a very different career. But what I do now, after working as an engineer and teaching in engineering, I now run a centre which supports other women, girls and women like yourself, to have successful careers. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of mentoring. So, what do we think a mentor is? And I've given you the answers already because obviously we're running short of time. But a mentor is somebody who can help you, who can advise you, somebody who's there to listen, and someone who's on your side. And it's very important that you can actually identify with the mentor, that they are somebody who's like you. Here's somebody, Samantha Hubbard, who won the Young Engineer of the Year award, won an annual competition in the UK. And when Samantha met with schoolgirls, they immediately identified with Samantha, wanted to be like her. And I think it's very important that when there aren't a lot of women working in careers like engineering and certain parts of science, it's really important that you actually can identify with that person and they become important role models. So what do you discuss with a mentor? You can discuss concerns, you can get a greater understanding of what it's actually like to work in those careers. What you don't do though, what you shouldn't discuss with your mentor, what your mentor shouldn't be with you, is they shouldn't tell you what to do. They shouldn't make decisions for you and take that decision making away from you. And they may not know all the answers, but what they will do is support you in finding out those answers for yourself. And why are mentors especially important for girls and women in science, engineering and technology? And they're important because there are very few role models, and you saw yourself the different career paths, the different numbers of women that are working as scientists and engineers, both in Korea and the UK, and it's similar to that in lots of countries of the world. So it's particularly important that you actually know other women working in these areas. It's important as well that you can talk openly about issues which are facing you as a woman working as a scientist or engineer, and you can also learn from them, as you have today, how other women can succeed in these fields. And I just wanted to give you some examples. This is a photograph of Vicky Bash when she was a student civil engineer, and one of her questions to her mentor was, what do I wear on the first day of my internship? So she was going from being an undergraduate in university and was about to go into a company to work as a civil engineer. And one of the things that she was really concerned about is what should she wear? Should she go dressed like this in a suit? Or should she wear clothes which indicated she was going to go out and actually work on a site? And those kinds of questions are quite difficult to ask of men, or men will ask each other because they're used to working in those areas. So that was a really important question. And her mentor was this young woman here, Kate Hall, and she was a civil engineer, but she was a more senior civil engineer already working in a company. She'd already been through that experience, so it was really important for her to be able to share her experience. Now, Kate also wanted a mentor because she actually wanted to know how to get to the next level. She was a senior civil engineer, but she wanted to become a director. And one of her questions was, how is it possible to become a director in this company because all of the directors are men? And her mentor was actually a male mentor who was a director of the company. And that is something which is also really important, because when you do want to progress your career, when you do want to move up to the next level, then you do have to talk to men who've actually made it and achieved those positions. So some of the things that women have said that they've got from their mentoring relationship is, I've learned what mentoring actually is. It's a professional friend, a partnership, a person who guides, listens and supports you to enable you to get where you want to be. And further, just being involved in a mentoring program has been positive for me. Meeting other women working in my field has given me a big boost. It's been very helpful, helped me to reflect and decide what I really wanted to do, rather than what is expected. I think they're really important. And I would just like to say that I think mentoring never stops, that as you move up your career, then at every stage you perhaps need a different kind of mentor. And I just wanted to show you that you can find mentors. There are obviously different ways of being able to find them. And I know the WISE programme will support you if you do want to have a mentor. And here's a picture of my mentor. And the mentor that I have now is very different from the role models that I had when I changed career in my 20s. And my mentor is actually mentoring me in the position that I've got now, which is really different. I run an organisation, I employ 40 people, I deal with large budgets, we issue grants to other organisations, we provide funding for a lot of work in this field, and that's a different set of skills to what I had very early on in my career. So I'd just like to say that mentoring never stops, and I'd like to encourage you, because I think when women are in the minority in different occupations, then mentoring becomes one of the very important tools to support you to stay and progress in those careers. So thank you.